Welcome back to the channel, guys. Expose and educate. And today, in this beautiful sunny weather, we are out at Avon and Somerset HQ. It's a little bit of a busy road, so you may find that the traffic noise is quite loud. So the first thing to notice here, guys, is that there is a bus stop. So obviously this part is public. There's no signs to say the rest of this is, there's a no entry for vehicles. So I'm assuming that then that this is the, sorry, gimbal's playing up. I'm assuming that this is the exit for vehicles. But we will, there's a couple of gates. This is Northgate. So not a huge amount to see here, obviously. Obviously we are on CCTV. There's a car park right next door. We'll have a little look, see just here, see what it says. So it says public access to police headquarters is by appointment only. To see a police officer, please call 101. Make an appointment with the Portishead neighbourhood police team. If you have pre-booked appointment, please call 101 and the operator will let the team know you're here. So we've got the old defib. Afternoon.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. What are you up to?
I'm fishing.
What are you doing that for? Fishing for
Trying
what?
to catch some fish.
What for?
To eat. So we do have a vehicle coming out, guys. So there's a dog unit. Don't see many transits as dog units, do you? As a rule, normally they're more like your estate cars. So yeah, there's your dog unit. See, a couple of ladies just got in. I would say a little bit of a lack of sense of humour. I mean, I'm stood here with a microphone and a monopod and a camera. And she says, what are you doing? So I say, I'm fishing. She says, what for? So I say, fish. She still doesn't get it. And when she says, what for? It says, to eat. So obviously this is the little gatehouse. All looks closed up. Letterbox. Very, very secure establishment. So yeah, so this place is a little bit out of the way. It's a fantastic place to have something like this. It's fairly close to the M5. So what we're going to do, guys, we're going to drop it there and pick it up when we get down the road. So we're just coming up to the next gate, guys, and as you can see, Western in Gordano, Clevedon down the road, and this is signposted Police and Fire HQ. So this is your main entrance. So this is called Weatherly Drive. So as you can see, visitors by appointment only, deliveries between 8 and 4, emergency phone located at Northgate, which is the one we've just been to, That's a hell of a trek. Not so bad coming this way because it's downhill, but when you go the other way it's all uphill. So clearly signposted. Let's just go a little bit closer and have a little look-see. There you can see, guys, police and fire headquarters. Let's get the sun off it a bit for you. Working to keep you safe. Avon Fire and Rescue. It says identification must be worn. So this is your south gate. So obviously there's like a bin for deliveries and stuff. So you can see that this is a little bit of glass there for you. So there we see FedEx going in. So there's nothing really stopping you just driving in. There's a car just turning up now. Not really bothered about us. He's getting in the lane, and you can clearly see probably on the road that it says staff to the right, and it says visitors stay in lane. So what we're going to do, we're going to park our backside and we're going to wait to see what else we get if anybody comes and goes.
Can I help you?
No, I'm fine, thank you.
You just filmed me.
Just having a break in the lovely weather.
But did you just film me on your phone?
I'm filming all sorts of stuff.
Well, I want you to delete that now. You don't have the right to have.
And you
my
don't have the
face.
right to ask me to delete it, I'm afraid.
I'm afraid I do. That's
And
my
what right
face,
is that then?
my car.
Are you a judge?
I don't need to be a judge.
Well, the judge is the only person that can make me delete footage.
Not of me. That's my face. You can delete that now, please.
No.
Right, well, I'll be back.
Be back then.
I will.
Bring some friends. So it looks like it's going to get tasty, guys. He wants me to delete it. I've said no. I told him only a judge can do that. So he's going to come back. So I told him to bring some friends. Looks like the main gate at the top where the exit is going to be at it. So we'll drop it there, guys. Pick it up in a bit. We'll just park our backside here again for a bit and we'll just wait for Arnie Schwarzenegger cop, who clearly stated he'd be back, but he needs to hurry up because it's been 20 minutes already. So guys, after a trek back uphill, we're back up to Northgate. I've got to say, for such a huge establishment, the comings and goings are somewhat limited, to say the least. Very, very few vehicles. So what we do, we're going to hang around up here for a bit. Some of these bollards we are able to sit on because someone's nicked the eyes out the top. So what we're going to do, guys, is we're going to park our backside, set the camera, and we will see if Robocop decides to come up this way or whether he's been told by his seniors to wind his neck in and let it go, as I was doing nothing wrong. And if anything happens, guys, we'll pick it up. If not, quite shortly we're going to be moving to another establishment.
Hello, how are you?
I'm very well, how are you?
Yeah. Enjoying the sun?
It's lovely, isn't it? I've just walked up the hill, so I'm having a break.
Yeah, yeah.
Lovely.
As you've stopped, I can hear some training going on, something like Riot Training. Do you ever have volunteers in to help?
We don't know, they're all police staff.
They're all police staff.
Yeah.
That's a shame, isn't it? Because up in Buckinghamshire, they have volunteers in.
All right.
Obviously, there's a bit of training involved, what not to say, what not to throw, that sort of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
And I just wondered, because obviously,
Do they go in and assist?
yeah, they go in and assist, yeah. And
Just members of the public?
sorry,
Members of the public?
members of the public, yeah. You have to go through a bit of screening,
Yeah, yeah.
but also, let me get my constabularies correct now. Gloucestershire Constabulary, Sabrina Vale, they have people in as well, because they actually do their training in technically a public place.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You applied?
I have.
Have you?
Have you
Yeah,
done it?
yeah. I haven't done it yet, but I'm looking forward to it. 'Cause-
That'd be quite good actually.
well, do you know what? If we can help you guys out by giving you a bit of real life training,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
because in some ways, having spoken to other police officers, I think we can give a more realistic thing for them.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I think you guys, there's two sides.
Yeah.
You'll either go a little bit too soft, or maybe you'll go a bit over the top.
Depends if there's inspectors there or not.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so no point me phoning 101 then and asking.
Do you know what? Riot Training, it's dog training at the minute.
Oh,
that's
is it?
going on over there.
I just heard, get back,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
thought it
But,
was a bit of...
I mean, they need large crowds, so I don't know.
Yeah.
They might.
Well, I've got a few friends, a lot of ex-forces people that love to do something, and if we can help,
If it's there, isn't it? It's
car needs a wash, doesn't it?
I might apply myself.
So you're not from around here then?
No,
Did you see you come from Buckinghamshire?
no.
Where have you come from today?
I couldn't tell you that, could I? Because that's you delving for information.
I'm just asking, that's all.
And I'm not sure
And you
that...
come from a nice part of the country?
I love the UK.
Yeah?
So everywhere's
You
nice.
travel around doing this?
Apart from inner cities. But no, I like to film all over. I particularly like the police, especially in nice, clean, shiny cars.
How's ours looking?
Um,
So it's terrible.
it's not looking great. I would suggest it's not been done for at least a week.
If you're filming, can you leave us go round and come back
And we'll
with
clean
a
it.
nice clean car?
Where are you off to now then?
Oh, we just go down to get some refs.
Some...
Refs, lunch.
Oh, right. Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
Ah, right. You don't call it scram then, like they do in the forces?
No, no.
No.
Are you
I like that
ex-forces,
though.
are you?
No.
No?
I couldn't tell you that either, could I? Because that's far
I'm just
too...
being polite.
I know you are, and I'm trying to be polite back
Yeah.
without saying mind your own.
No, you are. That's fair enough. You're well within your rights to do that.
Well, the thing is, you see, because we have a following, if we give too much information to you guys,
Yeah,
we get stick
yeah.
because you get
What do
paid.
you like to know? Just generally what...
You'll have to speak up, I'm afraid, sorry, or turn your engine off. Thank you.
Or it beeps, it beeps.
Yeah, mine does the same, funnily enough.
I don't know why he does that.
It's all this modern technology, and it's probably to tell you that your systems need charging or something.
It's strange.
So anyway, you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, so what do you like to know? Just generally, just to see what's going on?
If I can get a decent bobby, I like to delve a bit deeper into situations that have occurred. Now, I saw a video, it's probably about 3 months old, but there's a guy, mental health issues, on a train station near Bristol, Keynsham I think it was called, and he'd have been accused of trespassing. Now, I don't know the law on trespassing on the railway, but they said it was criminal trespass. But they didn't have any actual witnesses or anything. They said they had a witness,
Yeah.
and it really turned nasty quite quickly. All the guy kept saying was, I'm not telling you I am, which is our right, of course, as you know. You can ask. And then the next thing you know, they've tasered him twice. The funny part of that was one of the other bobbies must have had his hands on at the time, and he got tasered as well. And he's going, then they battened him, and then when he was down, they kicked him. So that's police brutality
Is
at the
that
best.
all on body work?
All on body one. Yeah, that's why it's not been out for a while, because they've had to apply for it and everything.
Yeah.
So we try phoning 101, we try contacting the press, media section or whatever you call it. They never want to talk to us. You know, if we turned up with BBC or Sky News, they probably would. But yeah, I mean, the reason I got involved in doing this, I'll give you a brief history. I was watching a guy in America doing it, First Amendment audits, and he was pretty good, very knowledgeable, but he was still getting abused. And in fact, him and his son both got arrested. They were filming I think it was a UPS depot. On this side of the road there was a school. And in that state, it's illegal to film a school, or within so many meters.
Right.
And you could tell the way the sergeant, I'm a fan of body language. So as they've called back up, you can see the bloke in charge doing all these little hand signals. Either that or he was very nervous. Next thing, they've arrested him. He was released, he got a huge settlement out of court, but there's no need for it, is there? What we want, so anyway, to get back to, so I picked this up because I then started watching English people doing it.
Yeah.
And you would be surprised at the amount of police officers that abuse their power.
So what's the equivalent to the First Amendment then in this?
It would be the freedom of the press. That's a loose one because obviously we're independent journalists.
Yeah.
You don't need to join up. They want to charge you £1,000 a year for joining different press associations, which is handy if you want to get in and watch the football and do all that sort of stuff. If you just want to do this, there's a sticky area. I mean, I'm looking at this now and I would say technically this is private.
Okay.
But because it's open, there's a public right of access under Section 33 Criminal Justice Act, now you can get moved on if you're not doing anything wrong. You guys have got nothing to hide, obviously. Yeah. You know, you've been polite.
Quite nice to have a chat to you.
I don't know if you're recording, I can't see.
Yeah, we're
Yeah, all
recording.
right.
Ah,
Yeah.
so I've got you on something.
Yeah.
Because what are you meant to do if you record?
Yes.
What are you meant
You
to
didn't
do?
tell me either though.
I don't need to. I'm a member of the
No.
public.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough.
But I'll let you off. You're going to tell me now, though?
Yeah, I am recording.
Are you recording?
I am recording.
You're recording as well. You're getting a lovely shot of the sun then.
Yeah, I
No.
honestly
So-
don't. Her body worn is always pointed the wrong way.
It's most of the time up my nose.
Yeah. So that's the little things we do.
Yeah.
Just try and bring you guys to account sometimes over minor things,
Yeah, yeah.
because you are meant to tell us.
Yeah.
Only because if I hadn't asked you and you'd gone off, I wouldn't know if I could access that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And all right, nothing's going to kick off. You're not going to come out and batten me, I hope.
Nope.
It's
If
nice
you
to
are,
engage both ways. It's nice for us to understand
It's-
what you're
yeah,
doing and vice
yeah.
well,
versa.
this is why I love
Yeah.
talking to you guys.
Yeah.
But I can't get my head around. I've got to say, Gloucestershire, Avon and Somerset, apart from the mental health guy getting tasered and battened, I've had no problems. Tell a lie. A colleague of yours earlier, I was sat there having a rest. I wasn't actually filming. He's pulled up. He said, "Are you filming me?" I said, "Not at the moment." He said, "Yeah, you are filming me." So here we go. So I just said, and the problem is, because I can film anything I can see with my eyes,
Yeah.
as you know.
Yeah.
Then he went into Arnie Schwarzenegger. "I'll be back. Oh, you can't do that. Delete it now." And I said, "Are you a judge?"
Yeah.
He said, "No." I said, "Well, then don't tell me to delete something you've got no power to tell me."
In terms of.
So he was naughty, but I won't complain about him.
You know, it's nice to engage and have.
Yeah, do you want to step out and stretch your legs, or
Oh,
you're all right?
I could do a bit more of a suntan.
Well, I was just thinking, because you're going to be sat in that for a long time probably. I can't see firearms, so there's no little star thing.
What's that?
So I always look just to see if it's firearms. I had firearms called on me at a UPS depot. I was filming from public. They got completely OTT, and you understand it.
Yeah.
I tried to explain, but next thing I know, lovely couple of bobbies turn out firearms. So you think, oh shit, you know. They were absolutely fine. I said, well, help me educate them, because there'll be other people doing this. We're all over the country.
Yeah.
You know, we're not in a club.
Yeah. Do you chat together? Or?
We do.
Yeah.
We do. We try and find out. I went
quite
to.
nice. Apache. There's been a.
Well, I went to Thames Valley.
Yeah.
So you do travel all over.
Yeah,
there?
yeah. And the Bobby come out and says, "You're wasting your time, mate." I said, "Why's that?" He said, "AB was here yesterday." Now, AB is one of the kings of auditing, as they call it.
Right.
He's been doing it something like about 7 or 8 years. But yeah, I like to travel around. I mean, if I go and visit family, I try and make it a couple of 3 days so that I can say to them, just going out for a few hours. I will keep you in touch with the phone. I mean, I'm always phoning the missus just to say I'm okay. I've not been arrested, because she worries, even though she knows I'm doing nothing wrong. So yeah, we travel all around. I've got some fellow filmers, if you like, coming down from the Midlands when the weather stays better.
That's what I was going to say. We'll see more of you now the weather's like this.
Yeah,
Should
and
be up for
we're
every
going to
day.
go out. There's going to be about 3 or 4 of us, and we're going to go en masse. for those listening, I am a little bit dubious about that because sometimes when there's more of you, you seem to get more stick. I want to be respectful. I want you to be respectful to me.
And that's all it's about.
You're family people.
Yeah.
I'm a family man.
Yeah.
I don't particularly want to spend any. I don't know if you've got holding cells here. Have
We
you?
haven't.
No. So I don't want to be held in it. So where would it be from here then?
Patchways, the
Patchway,
courses.
Patchway.
Yeah, yeah.
That's a drive, isn't it? Especially on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah,
We've
exactly.
got-
You get caught in the traffic at the end of
Yeah.
that.
We've only got
Especially
three
if you need a
custody
wee.
Yeah,
centres.
exactly.
Yeah, we've only got 3 custody centres now in Avon and Somerset.
Is that all it is?
Yes, Keynsham, Patchway and Bridgewater.
I know Keynsham is on my list, funnily enough, because I went to Staple Hill,
Yeah.
which is a lovely old building. I don't know if you've ever been,
Yeah, yeah.
but I think it's just a coffee stop now for you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Next to the old courts.
Yeah.
Where else did I go that was closed?
Keynsham, Nick?
No, I haven't been to Keynsham yet.
I don't know whether that's been built
Yeah,
or
that's what
not.
I said,
I-
it's not been to
I
Keynsham.
came across. Oh, I've forgotten the name of it
'Cause a
now.
lot of them are gone now, aren't they?
Well, I come across this, and from the back it looked like a prison. So I've parked up, I've jumped out. I thought,
Trinity.
Trinity, you know it. Walked
I
round
used
the
to work
front,
there.
and I went, oh, there, guys, police station. Walked in. Have you seen the memorial in the reception?
Yeah.
Beautiful
Yeah.
piece
Yeah.
of artwork.
Yeah.
It's been sold off now.
Has
Sure
it?
it has, yeah.
Oh, well, the lady didn't tell me that. She didn't even know how when it was built.
No,
but
I'm sure-
luckily,
I'm sure
there's
it's
a thing
been
on the
sold
sign.
off, yeah.
Well, that's a shame.
It is, because it's a nice nick, that is.
Well, the thing is, from our point of view as the public, if there's a problem and we need to phone you guys on a 999 rather than a 101,
Yeah.
we don't want to be waiting a long time.
No.
Because knife crime's horrendous, as we all know.
Yeah.
You could be laying in a pool of blood and literally 2 minutes could be the end. You know, and if you're stuck on the traffic, you know, and it must affect you guys mentally, because if you get a call and you only get a brief description, but if you know you're some way away,
Yeah.
you know,
We want to be
it's-
there as quick as we can.
Yeah. And of course, because you're all spread out, I know a lot come from, is it Patchway?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
we're actually from based
We're
at
Patchway
Patchway.
based,
Oh,
yeah.
right. Well, they've been fine with me. A bit
Well, that's
better
just
and-
general life, isn't it? Regardless of our professions,
Yeah.
regardless of what we're choosing to do, just
Exactly.
general life. Just go
Yeah.
out, all engage politely,
Yeah.
and everything.
Because you've got a tough job,
Yeah.
and you never know what you're going into,
Yeah.
even something like this.
I would imagine the public want to know more sometimes,
Yeah.
don't they? Do you know what I mean? And,
Do you know,
that's-
my followers, I haven't got as many followers as some of the guys that get all the big reactions and get bent up and all the rest of it. They like to see you guys being professional.
yeah, yeah.
And in the comments, obviously on here, I'm not going to tell you my channel because we don't, but if you search it, you'll see some of the great comments.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So how would we
get
search you?
hate on. You would go on to all the different platforms and try
Or
and
we'd
find,
have to trawl through.
maybe it
We'd
would
never
be,
work it out, me and you.
maybe it would be under Northgate, Avon and Somerset HQ. Maybe it would be Joint Forces HQ. I don't know what you call it, really.
But you're not going to tell us what your channel
I'm
is.
not going to tell you anything.
He's going to name it the 2 favourite officers I've ever
Yeah.
met in my life.
Do you know what? You're really good because A, you've been polite and professional, which is the first thing I hope for. You're smiling, your shoulders are down, you're relaxed. You know I'm no threat.
Yeah.
And I think I know you're no
Yeah,
threat.
and it's nice to meet you. It's nice to know what you're doing.
Yeah,
and
and in some ways it's a pity we can't exchange names
Yeah.
and all that. You don't need that to be polite.
No.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
the cheekiest I get, I had an officer down at Bridgewater, and he asked me my date of birth, and I said to him, "Why do you want to send me a birthday card?"
Yeah.
And that's about as cheeky as I get.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless I do come across grief, then I can be
Do you
obtuse.
have you worked with people who you said are antagonistic?
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
It's each to their own. I'm not going to knock any fellow guy that goes out with a camera because we've all got a past. I don't like seeing people get arrested just for filming. I don't like to see the police overstepping the mark. So there's good and bad on both sides.
Yeah.
You just want to see each other all as individual human beings.
Yeah.
There's so much
Yeah.
bad in the world
And
now.
that's
You
it,
just
yeah.
want to treat people with respect and,
Yes.
and be polite and have the same in return. Because there is so much bad in
Exactly.
the world now, you know. And
Exactly.
it doesn't take a lot to be respectful.
Regardless
does it,
of past, isn't it? And stuff like
I
that.
think
It's
so.
just like,
Yeah. I
it's
mean,
just-
I when I was younger, I had a run in with you guys. Would I hold it against you? God, it was. I won't say how long because you'll guess my age then.
Yeah.
I'm not good at maths, I'll never
But although
tell
you can, you
We-
can
we
get
never
from my
worked that
blonde
out.
beard that some people say is grey. Yeah, and you know, when you're young, you're stupid sometimes, aren't you?
Everybody makes mistakes.
You learn from
That's
mistakes.
how you learn. Yeah.
And I always say to police officers if they're friendly and they bother to talk, 'cause some don't even speak, which I think is rude.
Yeah.
And I always say to them, what do you think is your worst enemy out there? And I'll ask you both today as you're here. You can go first because you look senior. I don't know why.
Old, is that what you're saying?
No,
She
senior.
thinks she is.
You normally find the seniors drive.
Yeah, that's true.
Communication, I think that's
I'd agree.
our biggest sort of battle and our biggest downfall as well.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably because you're Avon and Somerset. I would suggest, and I've nicked this off an auditor in America, I would say your worst enemy out there is a bad police officer. One that oversteps the mark.
Well, I mean communication on both parts. If
Yeah,
we
yeah,
haven't
that's
got
what I
it,
meant. Yes, yeah.
Well,
I
you
fully agree.
take your
Yeah.
colleague. I
Yeah.
could have got really upset
Yeah.
and come up here. The walk up the hill would have been enough in this way that I could have sat here. You could have come out and I'd have gone, go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's what I mean.
And
it's
then you'd have
irrelevant,
jumped
isn't it?
out
Like,
and I could have ended up being bent up, taken the patchway, busting for a wee, and then I'd have to get all the way back here because you wouldn't give me a lift to get my car, which is over there somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not really. It's over there somewhere. No, it's not.
What car is it?
Yeah.
It's a big black BMW. It's got 6 wheels.
Yeah.
Because
I saw that part of it.
You did, yeah. It's an ex-Mafia boss's car.
Can we get you a drink whilst you're here?
Do you know
water or
what?
anything like that?
If you could, I wouldn't say no because you've got to keep your fluids up, haven't you?
Yeah.
And I've
We
drunk,
don't do
I've
gin,
drunk
there's
what
not
I
a
had.
bar.
Do you carry in something or you have to?
No, we'll go back and get it.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just water though.
Do you know what? You're unbelievable. Guys, I can't believe this.
We could get you a coffee or a tea as well, as long as you leave the
bottle of water or a cup of water
Yeah,
would be
probably
fine.
be a cup
Um,
of water. Get you a cup of water.
You sure you don't mind?
No,
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 not
it's
at
hot, isn't it?
Well, yeah, and I've got this on. Do you know what? And this is something from the past. I left it on because I've got tattoos.
Yeah.
And you can identify people.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, well, none of these are on file.
Yeah.
And then I thought,
Well,
well, why don't I take
yeah.
it off? But then you get police officers say, well, you're wearing camouflage gear and dark clothing and a cap and glasses.
Yeah.
That's to keep my head from boiling because I've got short
Yeah.
hair. Glasses are because it's bright.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you're not wearing them, but then you've got policies, haven't you, over glasses? You
We're
can wear
like
them till you
plain-
interact,
We're
isn't it?
like plain
Yeah.
black
Yeah.
glasses, aren't we?
So,
you'd help it driving sometimes, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
and also this does protect you a bit, doesn't it? You
Yeah.
know. So anyway, do you want to give me a quick rundown of what you carry? Because you're actually carrying, I'm not sure what that is in that patch, but you've got the Prince of Wales feathers.
Yeah, she has.
So you're from sort of
Swansea.
Swansea. See, I'd have put you as Bridgend for some reason.
Oh, is that good or
Only
bad?
because I know somebody that's got a very similar accent, but I
Like,
don't know if they
it's-
were born there.
I lived away for many years. So it's kind of faded. from
Because the
from
Welsh
Swansea.
police, Gwent police, they haven't
Yeah.
got a good rep.
No.
There was a 16-year-old boy doing this. He'd been in care, or possibly was still in care, wanted to do something with his life. Nobody would employ him. He thought, well, I can earn some money. And an Inspector Ghettos, I don't know if you've heard of him because it's probably gone round every constabulary. He's due in court end of this month, I think it is. Assaulted him, and I mean assaulted him. And he made the mistake of not turning off, some of the instruments that the guy had. Some of the things he was saying was just absolutely, totally wrong. If he keeps his job, I'd be very surprised.
Yeah.
And you've got to say, what an idiot. He's got a family, he's probably got a mortgage,
Yeah.
he's probably been in the job 25 years, I don't know.
Yeah.
And he's gone and ballsed it up purely because he was fed up with people with these. And that's the thing. You could go, and while I'm waiting, somebody else could come out and be completely different.
Yeah. And that's the thing, you never know what you're going to get.
But I like to think that Avon and Somerset, as with Gloucester, it starts at the top. So I don't know if you get daily briefings, if you come across auditors, whether you're to speak to them, be nice, ignore them,
Yeah.
or whether some forces are saying, if they're at the back gate, nick them.
Well, we're human beings,
Yeah.
and we think it's nice to come and talk to you.
Yeah.
And it's as simple as that. Isn't
Well,
it?
your job can
And
be
that's
boring
it.
as well, can't
Yeah.
it? You know.
I like boring though, but our job is boring, it's nice.
Well, I was going to say, you'd rather be sat in a car doing nothing than go into something you don't know what you're going to get, I would imagine.
Well, more for the other end, isn't it? You don't want anyone else to be.
Well, and
in a
you
bad
know,
way,
you're
isn't
here
it?
to serve and protect. Do you still use that term?
We don't. Do we use it?
It's more of an Americanism, isn't it?
Yeah.
So what would you?
God, I don't know.
I don't know what you do. Comments in the box,
Yeah.
guys.
I think it differs. All our what they called commitments are different for each force.
Of course, yeah,
So,
yeah,
and they changed, didn't they?
yeah.
Quite often, so, yeah.
So, what do you think of the Pelian principles then?
I'm going to get the water. It's lovely to speak to you.
Do you know, that often ends the conversation. I had a young police officer, she was very pleasant, in Cheltenham, and she knew. And I said, so how long have you been in the job? Thinking she's only just out of car. She said, oh, 7 years. And I went, well, fair play to you. She said, I got asked the other day, so I looked it up.
She was on it.
She was on it, yeah.
That'll be us this afternoon.
Yeah.
But the good news about this is, because you've been so good, when I've had my drink, I can leave this place in peace.
Yeah.
And I'll probably go home and enjoy the weekend,
Yeah.
because from here I was going to go down to the bottom, turn right, and there's another little villagey town,
Yeah.
Clevedon?
Clevedon,
yeah.
and they've got a police station.
They got a nice seafront as well, though. You can get an ice
Have
cream.
they?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Ah,
It's
oh, well,
really
maybe
nice.
I will go down
It
there
is
then.
really-
Trouble
no,
is,
it's really
I'm
nice.
a bit concerned about the M5 going back that way, because I'm going back to sort of Bristol,
Yeah.
and then possibly, where am I going? Tomorrow I'm going to Swindon.
What time is it now? It's
Yeah, the M4, M5.
Five-ish. Peak time, it'd be.
Well, it's a nightmare. And do you know, the problem with this motorway, I've sussed it, is the smart motorway, which I'm a fan of, people don't know how to drive it.
Yeah.
If they learn how to drive and keep that distance,
Yeah.
the cameras won't drop the speed.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's like, come on.
Yeah.
Quick question before you get the water, please. Highway code changes.
Okay.
Give you an example. I'm turning into a cul-de-sac, which is right on top of a pedestrian crossing. So I'm literally half on the zigzags and half turning right. I can see two pedestrians, so I know that if I'm there, I'm going to give them way.
Yeah.
They're 3, 4, maybe 5 paces away from the edge. Courier driver flashes me across as I go. The bugger speed up and step in front of me. So I have to brake. He's already started to accelerate. He's had to brake. The guy behind me's had to brake. And I'm thinking, they're at fault there, aren't they?
With the new changes, I don't know.
Or
whether
should
they
I
are.
have waited,
Yeah.
even though he flashed me?
The
This was in
pedestrians always-
Thornbury, you
yeah,
see.
The pedestrians all get the right way now, don't
Because
they,
in
with the new
Thornbury,
change?
where they closed the high street,
Yeah.
all the traffic goes one way now, and
Yeah.
at rush hour, it's a
A lot of
nightmare.
people have complained about that, haven't they?
Council don't want to know, and do
Yeah.
you know why? Because I was in the council asking questions. People in Thornbury complain. People that live in Yarte or Yate,
Yeah.
where the council officers all live,
Yeah.
it doesn't affect them.
Yeah, because they used to have a council office in Thornbury, didn't they?
They
And
did.
then it's moved over
And
to
an
yeah,
old
you're right,
police
yeah.
station.
Yeah, yeah.
That
But-
one, the Ancabri. No,
Because I think the issue is they're concerned that it's affecting the amount of people going into the shops and stuff like that, because elderly people aren't being able to park close in, because the car park, you've still got to cross the road, come over.
And do you
through
know
the
what? You
precinct,
would never
haven't you?
think it was closed off, the amount of cars that fly up there.
Yeah.
Anyway, please, if you could get
We'll
me
get you
off,
some water.
Okay, some water.
that'd be great. I will stop recording. Thank you, sir. Can I just have your colour numbers with your names?
Yeah,
Mine.
4551.
4551
1048.
1048.
Natasha.
Oh, first name.
Here you go, got Natasha.
Thank you, Natasha.
Natalie.
Nat and Nat.
Yeah,
Nah, that's trouble,
Well, I
isn't it?
never, you know what? I bet on a Saturday night that could be.
Yeah, we are.
So how long is it going to take you to fly around?
5 minutes,
not
if
long.
that.
Because it's a huge place, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So-
not too bad.
So if I went over in the bushes,
Yeah.
would that be a problem? Obviously, being careful not to flash anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, and what are you doing in the bushes?
Well, I was going to maybe have a wee bit.
Well, I haven't seen you.
But I'm not desperate, so I can
We're
wait
just
until
going to get you water.
We won't be long.
Cheers now. I'll see you in a bit. Good job I already pressed stop on that so that they don't know. Cheers guys,
No
appreciate
worries,
it.
we'll catch you in a bit.
Thank you. That's the end guys, part 2 to follow.